Alright, Premier League review. Sorry, I did try to record this a moment ago. Right. We're looking at just the table in general. This is actually very surprising in terms of where some of the teams are. I'm just gonna tell you where all the big six teams are at the moment, and we'll go from the lowest to the highest. I think we all know who's top of the league anyway, and I'm pretty sure we all know who's the lowest, if you know what I mean. But yeah, let's have a look at that. So the lowest of the big six teams is, of course, Arsenal. They are 14th in the table now, not 15th, after their victory over Chelsea. Next big six side, now in 8th, is Tottenham. That surprised me because they were top of the table. I think the league leaders went Everton, Liverpool, Tottenham, Liverpool. So someone might overtake Liverpool, and Liverpool overtake again, and then it just keeps going like that. Or will Liverpool hang on? We don't know. But yeah, so we've had four different leaders now of the Premier League this season, and we've only played, what, 13, 14 or 15 games, because there's games all over the place. Next is literally just above Tottenham, 7th place, that's Chelsea. Given the career mode-esque revamp that they've had, you'd expect them to be doing a little bit better, but they're not. Frank Lampard just hasn't really got them playing in any way consistently. They have only lost 4 times this season, but they were, remember, at one point 3-0 down in a game against West Brom. 2 of their losses have come against big six sides, though one of the big six sides that they lost to are doing terribly in the league. It was Arsenal and Liverpool, wasn't it? Excuse me. Next big six side is in 5th place. That's Manchester City. 1 point behind their rivals. They're in a Europa League place. They started poorly. They're turning it round. Now they're only 5 points behind Liverpool. So they are catching up to the top half of the table, so to speak. Next big six side and the penultimate one is Manchester United. 1 point ahead of Man City in 4th. Haven't lost any of the last 5. They've been getting a lot of late winners. They've been getting a lot of turnarounds. They're doing alright, aren't they? I am an optimistic football fan. Obviously, you know I'm a Liverpool fan. But if one of my rivals is doing well, you just can't deny that. And then the final big six side is Liverpool, who haven't lost in the Premier League since their... I'm trying to think of the right word. Annihilation by Aston Villa. They are 2 points clear of City rivals Everton with a game in hand, which we'll be playing tomorrow. Manchester United, of course, are still a threat to Liverpool, but their chances of catching us took a massive blow when they drew to Leicester today. We have now played the same amount of games as Manchester United, though we play tomorrow. I'm not sure who United's game in hand is against, because this wasn't their game in hand, because we play tomorrow. And let's have a look at some of the other teams then in the top half of the table. So you've got Everton and Leicester, 2nd and 3rd in the Premier League. Leicester are the only team in the top 5 to have recently lost a game. And I believe, was it against Fulham that they lost their most recent game? Oh no, sorry, it was Everton. Yeah, I remember, because Richarlison and Holgate, literally my 2 least favourite Everton players, scored in that game. Then we've got Villa in 6th. They've lost 1 of their last 5. I cannot for the life of me remember who it was against, but they've won both of their last 2. Chelsea are doing very, very badly. 2 wins in the last 5 and 3 losses. Tottenham have only won 1 of their last 5 in the league. That is not good. They haven't won any of their last 3. They drew with Palace, they lost to Liverpool, and then they lost... Who did they lose to the other day? It was Leicester, wasn't it? Yeah, they lost to Leicester. So it's like almost like Tottenham have come back down to reality a little bit. It's like they were top of the Premier League, and then they've realised that... Well, they haven't realised, because obviously there's nothing to realise, if you know what I mean. But they took that massive dip in form that I knew that they would eventually take. Whether this will continue past this point, I don't know. Whether this is their actual massive dip in form, I do not know. But they are taking a dip in form. And this is why, when Tottenham started the Premier League, when they went top of the league, I said, no, they won't stay there. And I speak to a lot of Tottenham fans because, well, I'm related to one. But he insisted, and so did my friend. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to dox anyone. He was also a Tottenham fan, and he was very adamant that they would stay top of the league. And they're now 8th, though a win could take them back to 3rd. And if we lose to West Brom tomorrow, they will be within 3 of us still. Another team that's really surprised me, Southampton. 9th place at the moment. They were top of the Premier League at one point. Not won any of the last 3 though. But they've only lost 1 of them, which I suppose is alright for Southampton. Another one that's really surprised me, this time in a bad way, is Arsenal. Yeah. 1 win in their last 5 Premier League games, 3 losses and a draw. I can't really talk about Arsenal being shit because we've already been beaten twice by them this season. However, neither of them were in the league. We lost the Community Shield to them, and I believe the other one was the Carabao Cup. But both were on penalties. But yeah, Arsenal have really not been brilliant, have they? That win will be a confidence booster, 100%. But I can't see it being anything else for them. They are in the Europa League this year. Really, the Europa League, at the moment, by their league form, is their only hope of getting any sort of European football next season. But they'd have to win it, which would mean they get in the Champions League next season. So, it's either turn it around and finish in the Europa League, or win the Europa League, finish really low in the league, and take that dismal squad that you've got now and play with some of the best teams in Europe, like your Bayern Munichs, your Liverpools, your PSGs, your Inter Milans, etc. Sorry, my mum just sneezed in the background. Next team that surprised me, this isn't by their league position, so to speak, it's by their last 2 games, and that is Crystal Palace. I am very, very, very surprised with the way Crystal Palace have been playing lately. I thought that after that, was it 5-1 win over West Brom, they were going to be like, yeah, let's go and take this form. Let's get up the table. And then they drew with Tottenham, and we were like, yeah, all right, they've done it. Obviously, Liverpool failed to capitalise, but Crystal Palace still got that result. That's a good result for Crystal Palace, right? So we assumed that Crystal Palace would go into their next games full of confidence. They've conceded 10 goals in the last 2 games. 10. 7 of them were against one team. In the last 2 games, Crystal Palace have had 10 goals scored on them, like we've said. They had a red card against West Ham. That wasn't in the last 2 though. I can't comment about that one. Yeah, but they lost 7-0 to Liverpool thanks to a brace from Firmino, a brace from Salah, Minamino, Mane and Henderson also scoring. And then they lost 3-0 to 10-man Aston Villa. Bearing in mind Villa scored 2 of their goals after Tyrone Mings was sent off. Bertrand Traore scored for the second game running within 5 minutes. That's 2-2 now for Bertrand Traore. Tyrone Mings was sent off what looks like just before the half-time break, with Courtney Hawes scoring the second and Anwar El Ghazi scoring the third. Crystal Palace... my phone keeps falling. Hang on. There we go. Crystal Palace had 13 shots in that game. 6 of them were on target. Though they did have more possession. But possession is not everything in football, is it? Let's have a look then at the bottom 3, which is Fulham, West Brom and Sheffield United. Fulham don't surprise me, although they are in good form. West Brom doesn't surprise me. And Sheffield United are dismal. 1 point from a possible 15 in the last 5. So they played 15 games this season, which means they could have got they could have had 45 points by this point. And do you know how many they have? 2. Liverpool are top of the league. They have won 9 of their 14 games, losing just once and drawing 4. All 4 of their draws, this is really annoying me now, all 4 of their draws were away from home. They were against Brighton, Fulham, Manchester City, and who was the other one? Everton. That's it. The game where we should have won. Yeah. Burnley are... Well, they're Burnley, aren't they? They have scored literally 8 goals all season, and they have not lost in the last 4 games. What else can you say? Before the 5th of December, do you know how many goals Burnley had scored in the league? 4. 4. In 9 games, they had 4 goals. I think that was still better than Sheffield United, though. I think they had 2 at that point. Or was it 3? I don't know. I don't keep up with Sheffield United. Anyway. Before I end this, let's just have a look at some of the next Premier League fixtures. And I'm going to see kind of who I think will win all these. So these are all the games for tomorrow. And then we'll look at the ones for Monday as well. Or, well, match day 16, should I say. So, the ones for tomorrow are Leeds United... Oh, for fuck's sake. Leeds United versus Burnley. 2 teams that are literally right next to each other in the Premier League table, 15th and 16th. I think Leeds have got that. West Ham, versus Brighton. Don't you dare fall again. I think West Ham will come away from there with the big dub. And then we've got Liverpool versus West Brom. Big Sam wants to come back and haunt us. He was the last manager to win at Anfield and he intends to do it again. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. At least when Crystal Palace won at Anfield back in 2017, they were in decent form, I think. Don't quote me on that. But, yeah. West Brom, though, currently sitting in the relegation zone. I don't know if they've won a game this season. Have they? Have West Brom won a game this season? Have West Brom won a game this season? They have. They've won 1. Okay. I can't see them winning their second game against Liverpool. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm saying that because I genuinely can't see them beating any of the big 6 sides. Unless it's Arsenal. And finally got a Wolves v Tottenham. 2 very capable sides. Wolves perhaps aren't in as good form as they want to be. No, I caught that before it slipped. However, I think Tottenham will probably have the edge here. They've got a very good attack. The defence can be quite solid at times. And if all else fails, they've got Mourinho's plan B, which is, of course, park the bus. Well, you got to do what you got to do to get a result, ain't you? And then match day 16. These are the final games of 2020 in the Premier League. We start off on Monday at 3. Interesting kickoff there. Crystal Palace and Leicester. Leicester to win that. Crystal Palace are in diabolical form. I can't see them beating an in-form Leicester. Chelsea-Aston Villa will be a good game because I believe if everything stays the same, this will be the first time for a while that Aston Villa have gone to play Chelsea above them in the league, which is interesting. Be a good game. I can see Chelsea coming away with a victory, though I can see Aston Villa causing a lot of problems. I think the Crystal Palace-Leicester game will end Crystal Palace 1, Leicester City 3. I can see Chelsea ending Chelsea 2, Aston Villa 1. That's how I can see that ending. Everton versus Manchester City. That is an interesting game. Everton have a good home record against Manchester City, and they'll have fans, won't they? So Manchester City will be quite intimidated by that. I can see this game ending Everton 1, Manchester City 1. Brighton versus Arsenal. Literally, it's a relegation scrap. Arsenal have won the last game, of course. I don't know how Brighton did. Don't ask me because I have no idea. I've literally just been looking at the Premier League table, and I can't even remember what Brighton did on the last game. Arsenal got a good win against Chelsea. Is that a confidence booster? Or is that just Chelsea being diabolical? I don't know, but I can see this game ending Brighton 1, Arsenal 1. Southampton versus West Ham. This one is a game that I think Southampton should be fairly comfortable winning, nowadays at least. They are just above West Ham in the table, though they're in much better form. They were top of the league at one point as well, Southampton were. They've got a very good striker in Danny Ings. They've got a very creative player in James Ward-Prowse. And Alex McCarthy's a very good goalkeeper. I can see this game ending Southampton 2, West Ham 0. Now we've got West Brom versus Leeds. This is Tuesday 29th at 6. Sorry, I should have said that both Brighton and Southampton were also Tuesday 29th at 6. West Brom and Leeds is a very good game. However, given the difference in the table at the moment, I just cannot see Leeds losing to West Brom. I think this will end West Brom 1, Leeds 3. Burnley versus Sheffield United. I don't think this will be a hammering because neither side have scored many goals. It's the two lowest scoring sides in the division. I can see this being a very boring game. I'm going to say it's going to finish Burnley 0, Sheffield United 0. Now it's Manchester United versus Wolves after that. United in very good form at the moment, though Wolves love an upset. I believe last time Wolves went to Old Trafford, it finished 1-0 to United. I think that was in the FA Cup. In the league, I believe the last time Wolves went there, it finished 1-1. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of the season before. However, that's just what I think. United in very good form. Wolves love an upset. I think this is probably going to end United 1, Wolves 1. If United were to drop points to Wolves, it wouldn't be a necessarily bad result for either side. That United will feel like they have to be winning games like that. But Wolves are literally hot and cold. They're either amazing or they're terrible. There's no in between. Tottenham against Fulham. This is onto the 2 Wednesday games now. Why are Liverpool and Tottenham always playing on the same day? That's interesting. Tottenham versus Fulham. Fulham are in very good form, but I can see their streak of not losing coming to an end. I think this is going to end Tottenham 4, Fulham 1. And finally, there's Newcastle v Liverpool. Liverpool have scored 3 goals in their last 2 visits to St James's Park. I'm sorry, on both of their last 2 visits to St James's Park, should I say. I can't see Liverpool dropping points with the form that we're in. Haven't lost any games since, I think it was October we played Villa. I could see this game ending Newcastle 1, Liverpool 3. Let's do match day 17 as well. Fuck it. Right. Everton West Ham. It's a very good game. Should be a very good game, sorry. This is the first game of 2021. It's at 5:30 on Friday, 1st of January. I think it'll be Everton 3, West Ham 1. Man United, Aston Villa. Very, very good game. I think it'll be United 2, Villa 1. Tottenham versus Leeds. This is on the 2nd now. I think this is... This keeps falling. I'm getting really annoyed. I think this is going to finish Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leeds United 0. I think Leeds will cause a lot of problems for Tottenham. I just don't think they'll find the breakthrough. Crystal Palace and Sheffield United, 2 very, very out-of-form teams. Again, though, I can't see Sheffield United winning a game anytime soon. Palace 3, Sheffield United 0. Brighton Wolves. I don't even want to say anything about that game. I don't know why. I just can't think of anything to say. Let's just get straight into the score. Brighton 1, Wolves 2. West Brom Arsenal. 2 very out of form sides, like I said, for the Palace and Sheffield United game. West Brom in the relegation zone. Arsenal not far above them. However, this is a game that I think Arsenal should win. However, should win and Arsenal in the same sentence, as we know, and as we've seen this season, don't go well together, do they? Oh, just hit the 20-minute mark. Love it. I can see this game finishing West Brom 1, Arsenal 2. I still think that Arsenal will beat any team that is in the relegation zone. They beat Fulham. They were in the relegation zone. Though saying that, when they lost to Burnley, I swear Burnley were in the relegation zone. Then we've got Burnley v Fulham. Burnley 0, Fulham 1. Guarantee it. Burnley don't like scoring goals. Well, it looks like they're allergic to scoring. Yeah. Newcastle v Leicester. I'm going to go straight on a limb and say Newcastle 1, Leicester 2. Chelsea versus Manchester City. This is the game last season that gave Liverpool the title. Man City will want revenge. I think this is going to finish Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3. And then finally, you've got a very, very good game between Southampton and Liverpool. Two very good games. Two very good teams. Sorry. Both capable of playing well. Southampton have upset Liverpool before. Liverpool have battered Southampton before. Southampton have battered Liverpool before. If this was at Anfield, I think it'd be fairly easy to predict. But given that it's going to be at St Mary's, I think we might struggle because our away form is not great. However, I'm still confident that we can get the result over the line. And I think we'll finish Southampton 1, Liverpool 2, which is how it finished last season. That's all I'm going to do because my phone is starting to heat up. I need to get this video out before my phone explodes. So, yeah. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.